for themselves. But now, talking about this, Train to Kill going down on ninth position, and even a lot of big names, as you did mention, Fixes, like F4, Log 1, Future Station, and R3G. What exactly happened? Now, R3G, we did see these lads going down to Carnage early off, and then F4 again going down to Venom Legends, and then Log 1 in an unfortunate, tricky situation, and then Future Station as well.
You know, considering the fact that the way things have gone, if I believe there's a slight technical hiccup, and A1 Esports, of course, not really having the better of the times. Log One, of course, did try to get inside the zone, and we've got to see as to how things, really pan out for all these teams in the next game of Sanhok. Now, this was teams from groups A and B coming up. Now, in the next one, we have teams from groups B and C joining us. So, a lot of new teams, a lot of new names will be coming out there. Of course, we all know them in the past. We've seen them in the PMCOs and in the PMPL. But before that, let's take a look at the kill leaders.
Exactly, but I really want to see. Yep, of course, it's going to be Koa from God's Reborn. We did see Koa actually do so much, and yeah, I actually was like trying to remember who was that man who was still surviving in the end and who was actually putting down so much work. It's going to be Koa from God's Reborn with 4 kills, and then SG Joker, Skylight Joker, it's going to be with 4 kills, and then Gyro going to be securing himself 3 kills, and then again, Blood Legions Leo. Now, this is exactly the Blood Legions that we know. Even in the PMCO, we saw those kill leaders overall, and we saw Blood Legions all over there. And this time, seems like Blood Legions are slowly capturing over the kill leader stats.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to talk about the players of God's Reborn, of course, they're kind of having a good time. But considering how they've been playing, I mean, I really want to see more out of them. They are a confident bunch of a squad. During those final days of the regional finals, it is when they really started stepping up. But now, I'm really excited as to see what the teams from Group C have to offer. You've got some big names coming in over there, and going against the players from teams of Group B who have already, faced the action in Sanhok and did witness everything just going on around. So it's going to be really interesting, rather.
Exactly, it'll be interesting. And now, again, as you did mention, now the next game is going to be interesting. But in the next game, we're not going to be seeing Blood Legions play over here,
Yeah.
and that is going to be a little bit disappointing for me as well, because you know I'm a Blood Legions fan. But now, as you did mention, the Group B and C will be playing inside over here, and now it's just going to be these teams fighting against each other. And we did see, even the last time in Miramar, when it was the second map, we did see Machine step his gameplay up a lot more. And is the history going to be repeating itself? Because I want to see some 1-on-4 clutches again, especially inside a map like Sanhok. Then we already know this might be more. It might be like twice more the action we saw in Miramar.
I mean, Necro, I know you're a dreamer. I know you're a believer. You know that this squad can certainly come down
Yep.
strong, come down heavy. I'm also looking at Dead Eyes this time around,
Yep.
because
Dead
this is one of those teams that I know can do it, has got what it takes to do it. But right now, let's take a look at the overall rankings and see how have these teams fared off after this first game of Sanhok.
Exactly, of course, and the overall ranking F4 are going to be still freezing themselves that first spot, but Future Station not really far away, and Train to Kill as well did manage to secure that third position when Raditzer actually clutched the entire situation out in his favor in the last Miramar map, and then DRS Gaming right below them with on the fourth position. And still seems like DRS are searching for that chicken dinner inside their pocket. Now, of course, they will be finding it, but PN Crew again making a massive comeback here.
Today is where I want to see the boys from Stalwart Flex really come up. They've got that one extra game that they are yet to play, and if they might get a chicken dinner and let's say with a good number of kills, I think they're good to go. But after that amazing performance, the boys from God's Reborn have taken that plunge above and are in the ninth spot. But now, taking a look down under, a lot of teams are there. A lot of big names. Primarily being 7C and Carnage. They're kind of falling short in terms of how they're playing, and you would expect bigger things from the champions, from the PMCO Nepali region this time around. But here you go. Now, as we even go further down under, things started getting even more bad to be honest, because Venom Legends, this is not where we are expecting them to see. And you've got the likes of A1 Esports, a team that did have that experience of going into the GC. And we know, when it's A1 Esports and when they're up against a team like BTR, what does happen? I'm sure every single viewer watching this is aware of the same. So 18th position is certainly where I do not like to see them. And what I would really expect them is to take that plunge up. But again, freestyle, inertia, oh my god, so many big names. They need to step up, or the tyranny might just be done.
Exactly. I mean, that is going to be happening. Venom Legends, of course, the last game they were doing great because they did manage to wipe out the entire existence of Future Station there. But now Venom Legends need to step their gameplay up. Now, how are they going to be doing that? Well, we need to ask them in person as well. But now we did see, now we are taking a look at High Voltage as well. Now, High Voltage is going to be playing in the next game as well. How are we to pan things out? Now, day one and day two wasn't really their day, but maybe this time Sandhawk might bring them some luck.
It certainly can. It
Mhm.
certainly can. But if we talk about predictions, I love doing that. I love putting you on the spot. But this time, I'll keep my question simple. Okay. So, do you think a team from Group B can get a ticket, or is it going to be the newcomers, that's Group C, that will be getting one home?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I really want NFP to get one.
Uh,
If I'm being completely honest, because last time they got absolutely destroyed by Reddit, sir, which I feel like that might have destroyed their ego as well, and even a
yeah.
little bit of competing power that they have. So I want them to retreat it back up. Now NFP is of course one of those underdog Pakistani teams, if we talk about that, and if NFP want to retaliate their position, then they will have to do something.
They certainly will have to do something. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will be pushing for a short little break. As we come back, we will have the beautiful map of Sanok, so you don't go anywhere. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally back online with the game, and seems like the flight part did move on without us, and that sort of breaks my heart.
The plane is not going to be waiting for anyone's fixes, and that is going to be a live example. Of course, we weren't on time. The party wasn't on time, and we actually missed it out. But it doesn't really matter, as the first circle is going to be coming in, and of course, covering the maximum amount of land. Now, this is the exact same, almost the same circle, but the previous circle was more kind of like on the downside. But this circle is going to be covering the area of Hatsin, Cow, and even Mongnai. So that
Hmm.
is going to be a lot much more interesting circle as the fight is going to be happening on those upper edges. Now, personally, if you ask me, I really want the entire zone to end on on the boot camp area. Now, why do you ask me? Well, to be honest, boot camp is more kind of like my love.
All right. I mean, everyone sort of loves boot camp, but during competitive, it's the brave hearts that take a plunge over to that dreadful area because it's got so many covers, and if you kind of are the ones who've landed outside boot camp and you're trying to get inside, and if you've got a team already positioned and stationed over there, it's going to be so much difficult to get that opening because even if you get one knock and then you like, guys, hey, we need to make that push happen, but you do not know where the other players
Yep.
are because so many areas are there or from where you can get that beautiful angle and get those knocks. So kind of gets really tricky. And even when the circle sort of shifts outside of boot camp, that gets very very risky for the team inside it, the one team that dropped inside it to kind of make that rotation because it's kind of a flat ground. You are kind of too much exposed as you make a move. But what I'm really worried about in the early game stages is all these teams that have kind of landed in the Western Islands. How are they going to make it inside the zone and inside? And I mean, I'm talking about the Central Island in this particular case over here.
Well, I mean, as the map being Sandhawk, of course, you don't really need those vehicles, so the walking distance is going to be pretty much enough for you to cover. And if you're going to be walking in those late game phases, as we were saying, if you're going to be making those rotations in the late game phases, then you will certainly have to just those edge camp situations will be in your hands. But for now, a fight breaking down between TUF and Venom seems like is going to be coming out on top in that fight. And an unfortunate casualty happening early off this time. TUF actually showing that they are still present inside the game as another fight might be erupting. It's going on between R3D Joker, but seems like Joker is quite unaware of RX Jack's position over here, so he needs to watch out around him. How is he so unaware of Jax's position?
I mean, the snakes of Sandhawk, as you might
Yep.
love to call them. And there are various kind of reptiles. We've been
Yep,
talking
yep.
about them in the previous PMPLs. There are those ones who kind of watch you. They kind of are reluctant to take those shots. They
Friendly
better
ones.
let you just pass by. The friendly ones. They mean no harm. And then you've got those very stingy ones, the poisonous
Yep.
ones. The moment they spot you, they just knock you down, and before you even realize, you've got a fallen crate over there. So variety of reptiles, and that's the beauty of Sandhawk. So we've got to respect the fact. But as we move on further, we've got the boys from A1 Esports, sort of trying to have a good compound just beside Paradise Resort. And Jax, I believe he's the lurker of for his team. He's kind of playing that flanking position to get that extra bit of an information for his squad mates.
Well, exactly. And let me tell you how to